Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back once again. Mostly to Gordon at the moment. But we're back with a full crew. This is Dungeons and Dragons with the comic book community. I feel like it's the first time we had a full crew in a while.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
How are you all doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Good. Apologies for being a couple minutes late. I'm going to
Totally
blame it on
not my
Tom,
fault.
even though it was not his fault. He was actually here early.
No, it was still his fault.
He was talking.
If you can
Typical
believe
guy.
that.
So let's just jump right in. No time for pleasantries. All right, I'll bring up the map here. If I remember correctly, last week we ended with you defeating some guys outside of this building in order to try to gain access to the door.
Yes.
Okay.
You explored some of these other buildings and didn't really find too much, if I remember correctly.
See what my notes say from last week. Last session. I don't think we found much.
We found the script that appears to be like magical that we was kind of afraid of in the playhouse. Not playhouse, but the
It was like a theater.
Oh yeah, a leather-bound folder with the Blasphemy of Kings, a script for characters to act out a play. And we had and we got the cool clothing.
Oh yeah.
Cool clothing. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we all
got
got new
robe.
I've got a life-size picture of Dild on my back.
Yes, you saw the menagerie, which had the device that you intuited that you need to put 80 hit points of blood into to activate. You went to the theater, where you found some different scripts, and you explored the outside of a tower or toppled tower that had a bunch of living hands scrambling around. I don't remember that you did anything in there, did you?
We only one of us actually had stuff where they could try to like clear stuff, and then so none of us had equipment, so it didn't really do us any.
Oh, right. Yeah,
work. And we worked for like an hour, Doc worked for like an hour, and then we gave up. It was like going to be days or something before we cleared whatever we needed to.
All right. So we are outside of this building. You have defeated the guards who were preventing you from getting close to the door. And if you have any other questions, we can start. Otherwise,
I think so.
All
right.
This I can see everything.
Go to the door. Oh wait, did we search these guys?
they turned to smoke and fire, I think, didn't
Okay.
they? Or is that something else?
I couldn't to I know we had some that turned to ice, and we had some
Ice,
that turned to smoke and fire, and I don't remember what these guys did.
I think it was these guys that did that.
Yeah, we can say that.
Okay, that
We
works.
can say that.
If they were bodies laying there, I was going to search them. So
Yeah, that was them. They disintegrate into a harmless burst of fire and smoke.
okay,
Although it does say they were leaving behind anything that they were wearing or carrying. So I guess you can look at the stuff that is on the ground.
okay. Well, then I guess I will investigate the stuff left behind. And 15.
All right. There's some robes that don't look like they offer any protection or any sort of magical abilities. There's some chainmail, a great sword, a light crossbow. But that's about it.
It's so much possible.
I need chainmail. I forget what's chainmail. Is chainmail better than what I got?
Maybe.
I don't think it is.
What do you have right now?
I have. That's a good question. I should look.
What is
Oh, chainmail is heavy armor.
Yeah, I was gonna
No, I,
say,
have, I, have, I have a breastplate. I have medium armor. So
I think it
mess
may
up.
increase you a little bit, but you'll get like disadvantage on sneaking and all that type
Yeah.
of stuff.
no, I'm good. I think I've actually had that discussion before. Now that I go down that road,
Breastplate should, with your dex, breastplate would be the same AC as chainmail.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and pick it up just so I've got some metal
Okay.
in case I want to make something later and need metal.
Fair enough.
All right, to the door.
To the door.
To the window.
The wall.
Open the door.
All right. You try to open the door and it doesn't seem to budge. Would you do a perception check for me, please?
Sure. Perception. Oh, my perception's pretty good. So that gets me to a 14. So
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's fine. It's not too hard to tell that once you try to pull on the door and it doesn't move, you just kind of take a cursory glance at the whole exterior of the door and realize that it was welded shut from the outside.
Okay.
Oh,
So they were guarding something and they welded it shut.
It does look like if you put some effort into it, you could probably break it down, but
Yeah.
unless you can find a different entry, this would have to be, you have to figure out how to get through this area, but it's certainly not openable. It is fully welded.
I'll give it a try.
I'll help him.
I think I have.
All right, make an attack roll, please.
You got it.
He gets advantage because you're helping him.
Oh,
Doug?
nat 20.
Never mind.
And that 20 hits.
What happens?
You
How much
roll
damage
damage.
did you do?
You were attacking it.
Oh, I'm attacking it. Oh, I thought I could just pull it open.
I mean, I do have a crowbar. You could have used that, I guess, but I think he's saying just attack it.
That's a 14.
14, that was double damage? For the,
Oh, that's right. Double damage. Okay. And, so that's 24 total.
Okay. You certainly smash it good, but it is still not fully destroyed.
Hit it again.
Okay, I'll do it again. Oh, that's lousy.
Well, it's just a door you got to hit.
It's a strong door, though.
13.
I meant to
13 does
hit.
not hit.
13 does not hit. You whiff on a door.
Well, he may have hit the door, but he didn't hit it hard enough to do any damage to it.
He was a little dazed
you
from-
whiff.
That's the thing about armor class. It's not always that you miss, it's that you don't necessarily hit in a way that does damage.
No, I'm choosing to believe Tickles whiffed on the door.
It's fair.
Can we just walk around and see if there's a window or something? I am 20 feet tall.
I mean, you can do anything you want. It's D&D, man.
I like to walk around and see if there's
Is it a metal door, perchance?
Um,
Well, it was welded, so
it is,
yeah.
yeah, it's iron.
I mean, if you give me an hour, I can turn it into something else.
Well, I'm going to walk around the tower and see if I see another way to get in. I'll do a perception check, I guess. 11.
There's certainly no obvious other ways. There's no windows or other doors.
Nope, no other ways
on
in,
a level
guys.
that you can.
I looked thoroughly. There's no way I missed anything.
I'll whack it again.
You can see that there is seems to be a hole at the top, like at the top is kind of broken.
Or looks like something fell through, I remember.
Yeah, I think I
fell
remember
through
that.
it, but it's far too high to be able to just climb up and get in that way.
Is this the carrot-looking thing?
Wait a minute.
It's this, yeah.
Yeah, the
How
carrot.
tall is this building?
It doesn't say, but specifically, but there is something that is described inside of the tower that is quite large. So I'm guessing it's at least 60 feet.
And how big of a hole does it say?
You can't climb up to get to the hole.
Yes, I can. That's one of my abilities.
He's got the spider climb thing.
Okay. All right.
But I'm going to attack the door because it's just him going up.
All right. Which one do you want to resolve first?
Well, let him.
I would say it would be Doc because Tickles and Gray were walking around looking at it while he was attacking it.
18 to hit.
That's a miss.
Oh, okay.
Right, so I'm going to climb. I'm going to come around and I look up. I see a hole. I'm going to say, "You." I'm going to climb the wall.
Okay.
Okay. What do I need?
Well, if you have spider climb, you don't need to roll anything.
Okay.
Like walking up there, right?
Yeah, so I just do whatever
Like the description of spider climb doesn't say you have to. Just says you're able to climb
you
wall.
walk on any surface. Yeah.
So
Was it actual spider climb, or I know it was something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, because you walked on a ceiling before. I forget.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Okay.
So that's just my walking distance, right?
Yeah.
So all right, so that's 40 feet, and I'm on a wall.
All right. You get up there and you see this hole. It is definitely not big enough for you to fit in, but you can look in.
Okay, I look into the hole.
All right. What you see, a large telescope dominates a 30-foot diameter circular chamber at the top of the tower. Gazing into the telescope's eyepiece is a hulking, frog-like biped in wizard's robes that pays you no mind as it mumbles to itself. Adamantine shields cover the observatory's windows. A large chunk of stone from another building has crashed through the roof, embedding itself in the floor like a jagged stone knife. The intruding fragment bears a strange inscription on one side.
What's it written in?
It is written in Draconic.
Well, I can read it.
Okay.
But can you read from that distance?
I was going to say you can see some of it from the angle you're at. You can't read all of it. What you can see is it says "third a burnt palm."
Okay, so another one of the things we need to.
Right. So I guess I mean if I can. I can't climb in the hole. It's 60 feet up. I don't know if I have that much rope. Well, I climb back down and tell them. I mean, I got to tell everybody what's going on. So I climb back down and tell them what's going on. And see what everybody wants to do.
I say we go through the door and figure it out.
Yeah, let's do it. Hit the door again, Tickles.
Okie dokie.
I mean, I could dimension door a couple of us up there, but I don't really want to use that spell slot if I don't have to. If we can just
12.
Well, we know that does not hit.
All right, I want to try to Eldritch Blast this door. Well, I didn't roll a 1. A 10 with my plus 8.
Wow.
Somebody hit the damn door.
All right, I'll hit it again.
You gotta climb back down.
Yeah,
Ooh.
He's trying to hit it. I tried to blast it.
So that's that's a 24.
Yep.
And that's 10.
All right, you bust down this door. You
We
smash
did
it.
it one more time.
You smash it good, and it falls inward, with a loud clunk sound as it hits the ground, tossing up dust and ice fragments. and once the smoke clears, for lack of a better term, you see a large blue lizard-like creature which hisses at you and charges in your direction. And we need to roll initiative, please.
All right.
$25.
21.
1 second. Hold on. Slow down.
Okay. All right.
24.
All right, Gray.
25.
Tickles.
21.
Jesus. Dild.
5.
Classic. Doc.
12.
12. All right.
Valin rolled a 4.
That's more like it. Last week he rolled like a 20 or something. It was like,
Yeah, on one of them.
That's more like Valin. We like that. We like that. It's not an imposter now. Okay, we're good. I was beginning to wonder.
All right, so Gray is going to be up first.
Okay. So I assume Tickle's knocked down this door, but I can see this thing running at us.
Yeah.
Okay. Eldritch Blast. There's the one. So we'll try again. That's a 27 to hit.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
And that is 14 damage. And I'm going to step. Well, obviously, I was backing up when the Tickles was obviously in the door. And so, but yeah, I'm behind Tickles.
Okay. Tickles is up next.
Okay, I'm going to rage. Only because I need all the help I can get. That's a dirty 20.
Yep.
And that's 20 points.
All right.
Go again. Oh, that's stupid. That's only 13.
Oh, that is a miss.
Good.
So you said it was like a lizard-like thing. Is this something we've seen before, or is this something new?
Make a nature check for me.
Nature check.
I guess I'm doing that outside my turn. I can wait if you want, but
Well, observation is fine. It's just
19.
Yeah, you've probably seen something at least similar. It is a slod, SLAAD.
Okay.
It's a large aberration,
Okay. Well,
and it is its turn. You sense that it gets a little invigorated on its turn, and is going to attack Tickles because you're literally fighting him.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to attack you twice. First time is going to try to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Nine piercing damage.
Okay.
And he's going to swipe at you with a claw. That is a 14 to hit.
Miss.
All right. Doc.
All right. I get up next. Well, no, I'll just cast Sacred Flame on it. That's a deck save.
$19.
That passes, so it takes no damage.
All right. Dild.
I mean, doesn't seem like much is working here. I'm gonna throw a firebolt, I guess, at this guy. See what that'll do. And that is a 15.
15 hits.
All right. That is 12 fire damage.
Okay. Make a perception check, please.
That is a 14.
Yeah, it seems to not be damaged as much as you would expect by that.
Well, pisser. Good to know.
I mean, it's not immune, but you can probably figure out what I mean by
Yes, I can.
that. Is that it?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Bolin is up next. She's going to miss with a 7. Boy, it's like playing a character myself. Back to the top of the order of Gray.
All right. Number class number 1. That is a 17 to hit.
Yep.
11 damage, force, and that is a dirty 20 to hit, and 11 more damage, force.
Okay. Tickles.
Chop, chop, tickles. Let's go.
Yep. Hold on. That's a 23.
There you go.
That hits.
That's 10 points of damage. Roll again. 9. That's 18.
18 hits.
And that's 16 points of damage.
Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
All right. It is its turn, and it once again seems a bit reinvigorated. And it's going to attack you again, Tickle, since it is engaged in combat with you.
That's fine.
Bite attack. It's a 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
8 piercing damage. And its claw is a 27 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
$13 slashing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
19.
You save.
Sweet. But I get the damage.
And it's a good thing you did. I'll tell you that for free. Doc.
Yes. I will try and hit it again with the Sacred Flame. So another
Okay.
dex save.
18.
That passes, so no damage.
Dild.
I'm sorry. I'm going to throw some magic missiles at him. See how that does. See if force damage does any better.
Well, Gray has used force damage and it seemed to react normally.
Well, that's good then.
Yes.
That is 12 force damage
In total?
in total from the 3 magic missiles.
All right. Lynn rolls a nat 1.
Nice.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Back to the top of the order with Gray.
All right. We'll keep trying to hit this dude. 23.
Yep.
And a 19. So total of where's my 9 plus 9 on the first one and 12 on the second one for damage.
So 9 and 12 is 21.
21 total.
All right, Tickles.
This thing looking.
Oh, it's definitely bloody.
Okay.
Nat 1 on the first one. $18 on the second one.
That hits.
$13 points of damage. That's
Okay.
it.
Its turn. See it
Yeah.
a bit reinvigorated, and it's going to attack you again, Tickles.
Mm-hmm.
Price you pay for being the tank. 18.
Hits.
Seven piercing damage. And 14. Oh, sorry. Wait. No, not 14. 17.
Hits.
15 slashing damage.
Okay.
And a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh, dirty 20.
Lucky.
No
Saved
shit.
again.
I'll take that 18 anytime.
Doc.
Yep, I will try and hit it with Sacred Flame again. Another deck save.
$18.
No damage.
Who's worse, you or the chick?
I was gonna say, either flame doesn't either.
Still.
I'll do another round of magic missiles.
Wait, did you say this was a blue? Was blue?
This one is blue, yes.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's 11 force damage.
Okay.
JP knows things that his character should know. So okay. About Tony's Constitution saving throws.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Valin. It's going to hit. And does 7 points of damage. Which is 7 more than Doc has done this fight. Just saying. Great.
All right. Eldritch Blast number 1. That is a 1 for a 9. So that's a miss. And that is a 21
Yep.
for 13 points of damage.
Okay. Looking pretty rough. Tickles.
Finish him, Tickles.
You
Do
finish
not
it
want
off.
to fail
You
that
get hit again.
Constitution save.
that's an 18.
Yep.
And 17.
17 just finishes it off.
Sweet.
So it
Yeah.
screams.
God, we handled that so easily.
Handled. You hear it cry out terribly, the piercing screech, and it falls over, and clearly it's dead.
Okay. Now that, do we see anything else in this lower room?
You see a staircase.
Okay. But nothing, no other like objects or anything.
Nothing else to note. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty destroyed. I mean, clearly this thing was trapped in this building, and it was angry, so it's done some damage to this first floor for sure.
Gotcha. But there's clearly something upstairs because Tony had seen. Yeah.
What would have happened if I failed the saving throw?
I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's fun. It's actually, I mean, it could be fun. Not really, but.
I mean, it would have just been something to deal with.
Yeah.
Something to
I
deal
mean,
with.
technically, it's, and technically, I still have greater restoration, so it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Well, according to what the Monster Manual says, only Wish can fix the issue.
I thought that was only after it, like, if I
Oh,
did it
only after
before
it.
before he transformed, but maybe not. So I couldn't cure him of the disease before he transformed.
Can only reverse the transformation. Yes, you're right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So you venturing in.
Yep. Up the stairs.
Okay. You go up the stairs into this room that Tickles saw with this frog-like biped. He is green in color, still mumbling to himself and looking at the. He's kind of like tinkering with this telescope, and
Does he know?
he definitely
Okay.
clocks you and kind of bares his teeth a bit, but doesn't make any moves towards you.
So okay, so
So from this perspective, what do we see anything other than frog guy, telescope, and this thing that had writing on it?
Those are definitely the hits that you're coming to see at the concert. There's the telescope, this guy, and this chunk of wall with the inscription on it. Those are the things that you notice that are of importance.
okay, so say, hey, how you doing?
He kind of hisses at you without really taking his eyes off his work.
Does this look like just an ordinary telescope, or does it look like? Can I tell anything about this telescope from where I'm standing?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Good grief. 14. What's
This is like some seriously advanced shit. It is. You can tell it's a telescope just because of the shape and how it's pointing out the roof, but it is technology like nothing you have ever seen before.
Okay. And he acknowledged Tickle's talking to him just with a hiss and kept working.
Yeah.
Can we read the thing on the chunk of wall from where we're standing?
No, but you don't need to like approach this guy necessarily to get in a position where you do. You would have to enter the room, but you can kind of just like ignore him if you want to try to do that, to try to get to where you can see the inscription.
Well, I can't read it, so it'd have to be one of the two people.
All right, so I'm gonna walk over to the stone.
Okay.
And read the stone.
It says, "Third, a burnt palm loosens the tongue. Shed a secret about yourself for all to hear."
The tongue.
Okay. So I walk over to the guy and say, "Excuse me."
You walk up to him.
Sure. Excuse me.
He eyes you with not necessarily malice, but with and he clearly doesn't want you here, and he bares his teeth again and his claws and hisses at you.
Checking out. You know what that means? That thing I just read. You know what that means?
He says,
I'm busy.
Oh, you want a ring? Precious, my precious.
But yeah, he clearly is very invested in what he's trying to do with this telescope and not very interested in conversing with you.
Hey, it looks like you're having a problem with it. We got a guy over here likes to tinker. You want to, you know?
Says, "Don't touch."
Excuse me? What'd you say again?
Don't touch, he said.
Oh, I would never think of touching this thing. Never. You know.
Right. Can we? I'll just from behind be like, can we just ask what you're trying to accomplish?
He says,
I'm trying to fix this so I can escape. Now leave.
Ooh, that's sweet. How do you escape?
he is
I mean,
clearly said his piece and is not interested in talking to you again.
You mean escape from the tower because, like, the people that were guarding it and the door is open? Or do you mean escape from the city? Because we walked here. We can show you the way out.
I could have left this tower at any time. Who do you think welded the door shut? Now be gone.
How'd you weld it from the outside and get back in?
He's invested in his work and does not respond.
All right.
I know how he did it, but he's
he clearly. All right, so he's trying to leave. We told him the way out that we could get him out of the city, and he doesn't appear interested. So,
make an insight check.
my insight is 5.
All right, let me try.
Time to change dice.
I got 12.
22.
All right, there we go. Doc, you pick up on the fact, you put together the clues that lead you to believe that he is not talking about getting out of the tower. He's talking about getting out
Off this
of
plane.
this. Yes. That he is, that he doesn't belong here for one reason or another.
Sweet.
All right. So, back away. We now have 3 messages. We have, let's see if I can find them all in my note. First, where's the first? Oh, that's before. That was before. That's before we got to the city, so that's not it. First, shield thy heart with a wand of the nether oak. I guess are you guys gonna mess with him, or otherwise I was leaving and reviewing this as we're leaving?
Yeah, we'll leave.
Yeah, I'll leave him because I'm not too swift right now.
Second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand. Third, a burnt palm loosens the tongue. Share a secret about yourself for all to hear.
What was the first one?
Make the wand from the. You guys got?
Oh yeah, that piece of wood.
We have to make a wand. Then use it to summon a flame to your hand, and then once you've burnt your hand, you speak truth.
We still don't know how to make a.
But we don't know how to make the wand yet.
You also know that there's more than 3 things you need to do.
Yeah, we don't know that. I just mean those are the 3 things that we know.
And those other buildings that you went to, there weren't anything in there to.
Nothing that we found. There was one of the buildings had a device, but we basically had to give up 80 health to make it work, and we didn't know we didn't understand what it did. We just knew how it would work.
Did you have to do 80 health? Shit.
I mean, spread across all of us, so it could be like 20.
It could be spread across.
It had 8 containers, and had to be filled with a total 80 hit points of blood distributed evenly between the 8 containers. So,
I wonder how many hit points this guy has.
You make it bleed. I mean, how much? How much blood could we go gather from the slot down the thing that we killed already?
You can try.
I don't know that I have anything to put it in.
In a bag of holding.
I'm not pouring like this liquid blood in a bag of holding. How do you even get that back out?
Squeeze it. I don't know.
Everything in there will be covered in slod blood.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Well, he's 80, right? So we had to all give.
20.
Well, we can do a long rest, and well, except for the little guy. All right. So where do you want to go next? I mean,
Also, that you just killed the slot. It does not have 80 hit points of health. It has 0 hit points of health.
No, I don't know. I was just like, I know that's a way around. Then we could have I guess captured it and drug it over there and bled it.
Yeah. So just to remind you what's around.
yeah, please.
I feel like we've been to everything, but maybe not.
Okay. This tower down here was the tower that had the orb of divination that you could ask questions to, that you did not really try to use.
Sounds like us.
This,
Well, it was like it would show you
We
where
had to-
something was.
Yeah.
But you had to know its name, and we didn't know the name of what we're looking for.
this was the
Yeah.
meditation benches that summoned the weird creature with the 3 heads.
Yeah, when Tony, what did we get out of that? What did we hear when we did the meditation benches?
A couple of you found out some information about this land or this.
That's right. And then about the
then-
bazaar that we
One
went
of
to.
bizarre.
And then Tony screwed it up and summoned the thing because he didn't
Yeah.
meditate well enough, which is totally on brand for his character.
There you go.
And then the other thing that he didn't finish over on this side was
Cleaning up.
this thing down here with the crawling claw hands and trying to dig out some debris, which you didn't have the tools to do it well enough. You can walk around the back of this tower. And
Okay.
there's a couple of other points of interest down here.
Yeah, like an obelisk.
There's an obelisk here and a little
Looks like a bird.
thing here, as well as another tower down this way.
All right.
So
Okay.
you can
Do the obelisk.
double back, or you can keep on rocking.
Well, do you feel like we have a question for that orb yet?
I don't.
I don't think so. Well,
Yeah. And the thing with the hands is going to take us literally days, right?
Well, we could shorten that up by me taking some time to make everybody tools
yeah, why don't we do that?
because we're still talking hours. But
Yeah, we could do that. Find a place and take a rest. And
Plus, do you have like an anvil to make a tool?
well, I mean, I can.
Or a forge?
I was gonna say the forge is kind of important.
I've got blessing of the forge. Well, no, that's the daily. I can use my channel of divinity, conduct a 1 hour long ritual that crafts non-magical items that can take the form of some metal, like a simple martial weapon, a suit of armor, ammunition, a set of tools, or another metal object. Thing you create can be something that is worth no more than 100 gold.
Okay, well, I mean, you can certainly do that and make a pick, or whatever.
okay.
Mining tool.
So do we remember where over here we successfully rested before?
You need a pickaxe or a shovel to help.
I don't think I have either of those things. I think the only person that had. Yeah.
What's considered? What's in a climber's kit?
Not a
Um,
pickaxe or a shovel.
I don't know off the top of my head, but let's find out.
I thought I had one, but I don't see one listed.
Can I make a giant shovel for tickles?
There you
could be twice as effective.
It includes pythons, boot tips, gloves, and a harness.
Okay. Oh, there goes that idea. All right, so you want to go make a pick or two?
Yeah. And what I will Divinity, I can use it twice per short rest, so I could make 2 right now.
You want to sit at the bottom of this tower and just rest here?
You can use Channel Divinity.
I was gonna say, didn't we take a rest over here somewhere else? Do we remember where?
Yeah, there was a house. There was a house down the road or something. Can I pick up since I'm 20 feet tall, can I put the door back in place?
I mean, you can put it in place. It's not going to stay. It's pretty busted. You have to like break through it through welding, so it's not like in any sort of position to be reattached.
I can't just lean it up against okay.
And you can lean it up against the wall, but it's a door.
Like a busted door leaning up against a empty hole. Yeah.
Oh, hole. Yeah. Okay.
And the door is small. I mean, door is smaller than the hole because it goes through the hole. So,
You would not prevent anyone from getting in, if that's what you're wondering.
Gotcha. Thank you.
It might shield your presence, but if anything wanted to enter, it would not stop them or slow them down at all.
Well, either way, I need some resting.
Well, before we going to take a long rest or a short rest?
I think Tony probably needs a long rest, but
I could use a long rest. I'm bloody.
Oh, I'm bloody.
Bloody too.
Yeah.
And I have very few spell slots.
so yeah, let's see if we can find. I'm trying to remember what was over here because we took a long rest over here somewhere.
Yeah, there was a house or something. More to the left.
House.
It was just one of these buildings, I think. That was.
Yeah, there was a derelict building we kind of hid in.
Was it one we cleared?
I mean, obviously, the bazaar has the iron golem in it. Probably not ideal.
No.
The Hall of Silk is filled with dudes who seemed peaceful, but you haven't tried sleeping next to them.
Yeah.
This building here, which has this building here, which has the 80 hit point machine, seems pretty empty otherwise, as did the theater, which is this building. But neither of them are secure.
No.
But they are empty.
Honestly, if we really ran into anything that was just patrolling besides the very beginning.
No.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean, if we're gonna take shifts and you can, if somebody watching and you're gonna start by working on those things for a couple hours and then, and we take shifts to get a long rest in. If we get interrupted, we get interrupted. So I think let's go to the theater and just hide in the back and try to get a rest in.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Long rest?
Yep.
We'll see. We haven't accomplished it.
We'll attempt that. Yeah.
We're going to attempt it.
Okay. You go and attempt to get a night's sleep in this.
Before I'll make 2 things, and then whenever I wake up, I'll make another one.
Okay.
I'll give all 4 of us tools.
You do sleep through the, I don't want to say night because there's not really night or day down here, but
Yeah.
um, when you wake up, you kind of peek out some of the windows and you do see some more of those, the things that were guarding the carrot tower that you defeated. You see some of them kind of wandering the area,
Interesting.
but they didn't seem to take note of you being in there.
As long as we didn't approach it. And clearly they're being summoned by that guy. So, the frog dude. So, let's head and see if we can tool it up and see if we can dig out what we were going to, the thing at the thing.
All right. So you go back to this crashed tower. The remains of a toppled tower lie scattered around you. Its fractured base protruding from the ground like a broken tooth is teeming with crawling gray hands. And I think, Tony, you weren't here for this?
No.
So basically, there's about 200 crawling claw disembodied hands that are seemingly working to try to excavate something, but are having little to no luck.
Okay.
And then wasn't there like a floating specter ghost wizard guy that we talked to?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he even said he was looking for his body, is what he was wanting.
Yes.
Yeah.
He laments his the fall of Yithrin and longs to see his corpse freed.
Yeah, what did we? So we offered that. We thought about trying to help him, but we didn't. So I guess when we come back, that we'll speak to him and be like, "We're back, and we're gonna help you get your body back, or whatever." Isn't that what he wanted before?
Yeah, it says, "I appreciate it, but words are hollow without action."
Okay.
I guess we'll start digging.
Start digging a hole.
Okay.
Start clearing it out. Let's see what
Start
happens.
clearing this tower. With the four of you working, and Valin is helping out as she can, hauling some debris out to make room for you and whatnot. You do make progress, but you feel like it's pretty slow going. And looking at the task at hand, you figure it's probably going to take you between 8 and 10 hours to really get to a point where you have excavated this building.
As we're clearing debris, is there any, like, are we seeing anything mixed amongst the debris, or does it just appear to be pieces of wall?
So far, it's just been dirt and rock.
Okay.
But you clearly are making progress on, you're seeing more of the tower as you clear some of this stuff. And the hands, while they are crawling madly and without much direction around this thing, crawling over you as you try to do this, they aren't aggressive. They're just kind of gross and unsettling.
Well, might as well just, what are we going to do? Can you just walk around aimlessly? Let's at least finish this up.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Try to finish it?
Sure.
Dedicate the day? See what happens? We're not sure where to go next, so.
Hey, you might as well just help them out, see what happens.
Yeah. We keep working.
Okay. So you're going to work the 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. After about, let's say, 9 hours, just to make it easy, between 8 and 10. And as you continue to get closer, the crawling claws seem to get more and more visibly excitable as you get closer to getting to the bottom of this thing. And you get to a point where you do see a frozen corpse. And as you unearth it, the ghost cries out in joy and disappears, and the claws all scuttle off into the ruins.
Okay, what's on the corpse?
Yeah.
So you notice two things once you get down this low. The corpse has a necklace of interest, and once you have dug deep enough, the tower's foundation has an inscription on it.
Oh,
I want the necklace.
You don't even know what it is.
I don't give a shit.
Has that ever stopped him before?
No.
All right, so
You don't want to inspect it or look at it first. You just want to pick it up.
Let me invest.
Absolutely wanting here to investigate it.
Yeah, let Dill investigate the necklace before you take it, and then we'll the writing. You said the inscription. What is it? Is it written in anything? Can we read it?
I got a 19 on the
Okay.
necklace.
With a 19, you definitely recognize what this is. It is a necklace of fireballs.
hey, see?
Tell me more.
Tell me.
It's got 6 beads remaining.
So each bead, you throw the bead and it's a fireball spell, basically.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Wait.
And the inscription, as always, is in Draconic.
Right. So
read the inscription.
after I take the necklace and put it on my wrist, because
nobody's giving you the goddamn necklace. Of all the people,
the barbarian does not need the fireball spell.
We don't need you throwing fireballs. We do not need this.
No.
it's how I get hit. All right. I read the inscription.
It says, 7th, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead.
7th?
7th.
Read it again. Sorry.
7th, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead.
Trace a circle with ashes of the dead.
So I've got first, second, and
4,
7.
5, and 6 at least.
You have 1, 2, 3, and 7.
We have
Right.
1, 2, 3, and 7.
I must have missed 3.
3 was tonight.
Three.
3 is what we got earlier tonight.
Oh, sorry. I was not. Sorry. I blew it.
You want to read that again?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Somebody else clearly got it.
Hey, 3 was a burnt palm loosens the tongue. Share a secret about yourself for all to hear. I think is.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so who's taking this necklace? Still doesn't need it because he can already cast Fireball.
It just means I could cast more without losing spell slots.
Here you go.
This is true.
What is is it just a base level fireball? It's not like
Yeah.
you can't.
And six uses and it's gone.
Yes. It is
Is
not.
there anybody else that tends to fight ranged and would want to be able to just toss that in?
Oh, it'd be
there?
great.
Everyone but Tickles.
I would say give it to Doc as the one that sometimes struggles with damage. Like having damage spells from the range.
All right.
That would be
Doc,
my-
I don't have-
you got it.
Because I sometimes end up ranged and have no.
Yeah. Now you got something.
As you kept trying to do Sacred Flame.
Miss. Because I couldn't get up there to hit anything,
So, all right. So clearly, in somewhere we've missed probably some of these.
Yeah, 4 and 5 and 4, 5, and 6.
At least
Well-
4, 5, and 6.
Or we haven't got to them yet because they're on the backside.
Well, I guess that could be. We can try the backside. All right, let's head
Yeah,
around.
I mean, remember this tower that you just explored fell from somewhere else. So it very easily could have been somewhere other than this where you would not have encountered it in this order
Right.
if you were just going around the circle.
Okay. All right, around the circle to the obelisk, I guess. That was the first thing, right? Or whatever the first building of interest.
I mean, either one. You got this building or this building.
Which one do we think?
I figure we come to the little shiny one first, right?
Okay.
Before the
The
obelisk.
little shiny or the other one, not the obelisk.
This one?
Yeah, sure, that one.
All right, so we're going to the shiny, the beak one looking thing, the bird thing.
The one he's got his little cursor on. That's where we're headed.
Okay. The top of this tower is shaped like an axe blade. Red light shines out from a slender window high overhead.
Okay. Do we
But
see a door?
There is an entry that looks accessible.
All right. I'm going to, since we have had one of these towers like where we went to the door and it like tried to zap me, I'm going to investigate the door. 16.
Yeah, I mean the door is like mostly open, so it looks like it is pretty accessible.
Okay. What do I see looking in?
The interior, at least on this first floor, looks like it's been quite damaged by. It looks rather burnt or charred or somehow otherwise destroyed in a way other than what you've seen. It's not just kind of trashed from crashing, or it has been destroyed intentionally or accidentally, but by some other means.
Okay.
There's also a spiral staircase that goes up.
All right. But yeah, there's nothing. Everything that's on this floor looks destroyed, other than so there's nothing of interest to like dig through or search through.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. It is toasted.
Okay. Up the stairs.
All right, let's go.
Okay. When you reach the top of the stairs, you see red orbs of light dance like fireflies around this 30-foot diameter octagonal chamber. A large unlit brazier stands at the center of the room, and 8 10-foot square alcoves line the walls, each filled with ice. The arched ceiling is covered with icicles.
There's no writing anywhere, I guess.
Not that you can see at the moment, at least.
At least where we're at. Okay. So there's these funky red lights floating around, and can do a
Perception check.
Can I? Yeah. Do I understand what these things are that are floating around?
Make an Arcana check if you want to investigate the lights, or make a Perception check if you want to investigate the room.
I can do an Arcana check on the
Okay.
lights.
I'll do the perception check. You do the Arcana. 19 on my perception.
Okay.
And I got a 22 on the lights.
Okay. The lights you recognize is just a dancing light spell. They are red in color, which is unusual, and you don't know who would have cast them here, but they seem harmless. Your perception check, you do see on the ceiling there appears to be an inscription underneath the ice, but it is unreadable because of the thick layer of ice that covers this room.
Can I reach the ice if I whack it?
No, the ceiling's too high.
Can you fireball?
I sure can.
Yeah, we need the inscription.
I mean, you could do like how big an area of ice are we talking about here that's blocking what we can read?
I mean, the room is 30 foot in diameter, so.
No, I just mean like if I noticed that there was some sort of writing on the ceiling, but I couldn't read it, like how big an area is that, like on the ceiling that's blocked by ice?
I mean, fairly large because it's on a ceiling that is meant to be read from, from the
But
floor.
but how many gallons of ice do you think there are if that was to be water?
Let's see. Well, each alcove is a 10-foot cube, and there's 8 alcoves, so that's 80 feet square. Plus the ceiling is pi r squared of ice for 15 feet radius. So a lot of gallons. I don't know what that equates to. Why? How many gallons can you control?
10.
It's a lot more than 10.
Yeah.
But we don't have to necessarily try to melt that stuff in the alcoves. Or can I? So I step into the room. Can I investigate or do a perception check on the alcoves?
Sure.
Or was that part of? Because I don't know what I was getting with my original perception check. I guess just the ceiling. Or do I need to investigate the alcoves?
Yeah.
So it's like the inscription go all the way around everything, alcoves and everything. Or?
No, it's just on the ceiling, but
I guess what I'm trying to say, like when I walk up to an alcove and I look in the ice, do I see anything that like is covered by the ice? Is there like a statue in the alcove? Is it just a space? And do you want an investigation? You want perception? What do you want for that?
Yeah, make a perception.
Another 19.
Okay. You notice a couple things. Well, I'll do this half and half here. One of the ice cubes appears to have some sort of skeletal remains in it.
Okay.
But with a 19, you also notice that the cubes of ice in the alcoves look different than the rest of the ice in the room.
As in like those icicle creatures we saw before, or?
No, not like anything you've encountered.
Okay. I will inform the group that the ice in the alcove seems different.
And Dild, with your Arcana check for the lights, you also notice that the brazier in the middle of the room seems to be. You notice that it seems to have been enchanted somewhere.
What can you do? The brazier, that thing you put fire in, right?
Yeah,
It has fire in it, doesn't
but
it?
it could have magical fire, or it could be used as
No, it is currently unlit.
It is unlit.
meaning like if you lit it or extinguished it, it might activate something, right?
Right.
So can I, or maybe be better?
I was gonna say, I can investigate it.
Yeah, investigate it more deeply and see if you can figure out what it does.
When he did the Arcana check, did he happen to notice if these lights are doing anything in particular, or are they just like
15.
there's no pattern to what they're doing?
Yeah, they're just kind of floating around, seemingly like they describe them like fireflies around the room. So they're just kind of floating, seemingly nothing.
Which is kind of how that dancing light spell works. So
Okay.
You can't really tell much from it just by looking at it. It is unlit, but it does seem to have been used previously because it has some, kind of charring around the inside of it.
light it up. Let's see what happens here.
And this thing's in the center of the room,
Mm-hmm.
underneath the inscription,
Mm-hmm.
which is covered with ice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Light it up, I guess.
Yeah, let's see if we can Kitchen on fire.
Raisins on fire.
So can I use prestidigitation to light this thing? It says you can instantly light or stuff a candle, a torch, a small campfire, or does that not work for this?
You gotta try.
All right, I'm going to try to use prestidigitation to light this brazier.
You create a tiny little spark above it, and it just roars to life. Clearly, more so than
what my spell would have done.
yes.
Okay.
Brazier burning.
And as soon as it roars to life, what does anything happen to like any of the?
Yeah, pretty much as soon as you light it, you notice that a couple of drips of water fall from the ceiling, and from the alcoves start to kind of leak water as well. So it is clearly doing something to melt the ice in the room and on the ceiling and in the alcoves. But it is
What's happening with the special ice?
that's the alcoves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do I notice anything? I noticed that ice was different. Do I notice anything different about it as it's melting now?
Not immediately, no.
Okay.
But things seem to be melting fairly quickly, a lot quicker than you would think based on the heat that this thing's giving off. So it's kind of a waiting game at this point if you want to hang out in the room to see what happens.
Can I? It says I can also snuff a candle or torch. Or can I put it back? Can I use prestidigitation to put it out? I just want to see if I try what happens.
It does not put it out. No.
It does not put it out. Okay. I was just curious if I could turn it. I turned it on. And I was curious if I could actually still turn it off.
Do we see the room flooding?
No. The water is trickling down the stairs and into the gaps in the stones and stuff. You wouldn't be in danger of drowning in this room if that's what you're worried about.
All right, we'll wait it out here. Let's see what happens.
Okay. After about 5 minutes, you can see some of the inscription, and the alcoves are starting to get a little bit. The visibility into the alcoves is getting a little bit easier.
So I look, since I can't read the inscription. Is there inscription in Draconic again?
It appears to be. You can only see a little, like every other word, but it is.
Don't melt.
I go over, and since I can't read it, instead of watching it, I'm going to look at the ice that I thought seemed different. And now, can I tell any difference in the way it's melting?
Make a nature check.
Okay. Fuck. Like every other roll has been shit. Nature 9.
You notice again something is strange about it, but you have no idea what is going on.
Okay. I'm keeping an eye on the alcoves as this is continuing to melt.
Okay. After a couple more minutes, been about 7 or 8 minutes, the words are starting to become more and more uncovered, as well as the alcoves seem to be getting de-iced, but in a way that feels like not enough ice is leaving the alcoves compared to the ceiling.
So there's something there that was frozen, and it's like not really. It was covered in ice, but it's not all ice. Is what the impression I'm getting. Correct?
Yeah, that's a fair way to say it.
Okay. I relate that to the group so that maybe they'll also keep an eye on the alcoves.
Well, my head's looking up.
Well, yeah.
Anyone else care to investigate the alcoves?
Sure.
I was going to say, some of us could investigate.
I certainly can.
16.
Is it a nature check, you said?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Not gonna be so good at nature.
Would be 13.
I got a 21. So there you go.
Okay. Those with higher rolls, you recognize what appears to be gelatinous cubes held in some sort of cryostasis from the ice.
That's bad.
They're becoming uncovered as well as the ceiling.
All right, so I'm going to start moving toward the door. Can we, from the doorway, can we read the whole? Can we read the ceiling?
I am closer to the ceiling.
How much of the ceiling can we read right now?
You can read fifth, something, the flame, and then palm.
So fifth, is that what we're?
Yeah.
That's the fifth.
All right, so we gotta kind of wait this out. So I'm gonna back up to the door, and can I? Like these gelatinous cubes aren't moving yet, but they appear to be like getting there.
Yeah, you can kind of understand that they will be thawed at the same rate as the seal. So by the time everything is readable, these things will be.
Can I blast one of them with a Elder Splash right now? Because it's force damage. Shouldn't warm it up any.
Yeah, I would say with disadvantage you could try.
Okay. That is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
10 damage. Whatever one's closest to the exit that would be easiest to block their exit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll do it again. That's a 19 to hit.
Yep.
And 12 damage. Do I feel like that actually did anything, or if they're still?
Yeah, I mean, it wobbled around. It seemed to not, like, it didn't deflect off it or anything.
I'm trying to think. Is there a better way to do this than just me just like stand here and just like while we're waiting for the ice to melt? Like how many of the alcoves are there?
There's 8.
There's 8. I mean, we need the message clearly, but I mean, I guess I just keep going at the one closest to the door. Unless you don't want to play it that way. I don't know how you want to, like...
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you still have time.
All right, I'm going to try to see if I can eliminate one of these things before it comes to life, at least. That's another 19 to hit. Another 12 damage. Dirty 20 to hit. 10 damage.
All right, I would say you have time for one more attack before everything is thawed.
All right. At this point, I have moved toward the door so that as soon as we read this, we can just get out of here. But that's what I'm doing. I don't know what.
Yeah, same.
All right, one more round of attacks. 22 to hit for 8 more damage, and 15 to hit. Oh no, that's 15 to hit for 12 more damage.
Okay. After that attack, you notice that they all start to slowly move out from their alcoves, and you can read the inscription on the ceiling.
Okay.
Which reads, 5th quench the flame in thy palm with ice.
Quench the flame in thy palm with ice.
I'm gonna try cast it. Create water on the brazier. Put 10 gallons of water in it.
Okay.
I know that won't instantly start freezing stuff back, but I don't think anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say it can't be extinguished at all, so I think 10 gallons of water is probably enough to do that. But
They're already alive, and
yeah, they're moving towards you.
I'm headed out.
Yep.
Run.
I was going to say, unless you immediately leave, you will need to roll initiative.
Run.
As soon as Tony read it and we had the knowledge, I was headed out. Quench
Okay.
the flame in thy palm with what? Sorry.
Quench the flame in thy palm with ice.
With ice. Okay.
That's
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I apparently just didn't write the last word. So, all right. Well, we picked up 3 of these this week. So we're missing at least 4 and 6 and maybe more. Okay.
You want? All right. So do we get out?
Yeah, I mean, these things are super slow.
Yeah, they're not fast. So,
but you do see them kind of trying to squeeze through the door behind you and come after you.
Wasn't there another one that we saw?
Another one.
That we didn't read what it said. That was.
Oh, was there?
In this building?
Not in this building.
I think we need to hit another tower.
There's another building there was like a zoo type thing going on, and there was like a block of something frozen. I think.
I would have to go back and.
Was that the machine? Or are you talking about the machine? No.
No. It was before that. I think it was in one of the middle places off to the left.
Let me just take a quick look here.
It was one of the bigger places, I think. Was it the museum? Not the museum.
But yeah, we're leaving the tower and everything. So are they still trying to follow us, or we're not in combat? So I'm assuming we've gotten away.
I may be remembering incorrectly.
I don't know. It could have been. Or we've been in so many different buildings. It's hard to remember at this point what we did and what we didn't do.
There was one I remember. We saw something. We saw. Some stuff frozen over.
You very well may have missed something. I don't think you missed an inscription.
Okay.
To be perfectly honest with you.
Okay. Head toward the obelisk.
Okay. A 60-foot tall obelisk of black stone, its surface covered in arcane runes, projects from the ground. A thin crack has formed on one side, stretching from the obelisk base to its middle.
Do we see a door?
Can we understand the runes? Do an Arcana check. See what the runes say.
Yep.
Probably Dild should also try to do that. Yeah, Dild should, because mine's a 12.
I got a 24.
Oh, yeah. So you immediately recognize that the 8 schools of magic are represented, but you also notice other runes that are related to chronomancy, which is the art of magically manipulating time.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Does there appear to be anyway? Is this a solid? Appears to be a solid object. There's no interior to this.
Correct. It is not. It's not a building. It is a structure.
Is there anything around the base that would indicate maybe there's something underneath or something? Yeah. Something hidden beside this thing or under this thing or around this thing, I guess.
I'll say with Dild's mighty roll for Arcana, you would know that something like this needs a special item to activate it.
To activate it? Okay.
Yes. And you would also understand that at least at the moment you don't have anything that would lead you to believe would have the power to do such a thing.
Okay. All right. Onward then, I guess. What else there is for us to investigate over here?
So we can't get into the thing.
There is no getting into it.
There is no get into it.
It's just a big old rock, basically.
Oh.
Another tower, wasn't there?
Is there another tower we can?
Or a building or something?
No.
Yeah.
We continue to work our way around this side. Do we see anything else of interest?
Okay. The next thing you would run across that looks interesting is this misty tower here.
All right, we approach the Misty Tower.
An obsidian tower shrouded in gossamer mist soars before you. Eyes carved into the stonework appear to fixate on you as you approach the entrance. The spire's highest window emits a purple light.
Okay. So there's clearly somebody in here as well. So eyes on a tower are looking at us. Do we see you said as we approach the entrance? Can I do an Arcana check on these? Are the eyes appear to be magical? Do they appear to be something that's built into the side of the tower? What am I looking at when I see these eyes that look at us?
Okay. Yeah, you can make an Arcana check for that.
Good. Every check has been shitty. 10.
Right, Ken?
I know nothing. I know nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they appear to be carved into the tower, but you also know that doesn't make any sense considering that they seem to be moving.
Okay. Well, I guess we continue to approach the door.
Okay. It seems like you can access it.
Okay. I try to open the door.
It creaks open with a terrible, loud, just bone-chilling screech. And you notice the mist that is on the outside of it is also wisping around the floors of this first floor.
Mm-hmm.
And you also hear the haunting sounds of heartbeats, sobbing, and ragged, gasping breaths.
Not ominous at all.
Hello.
Hello. This mist.
Can I do an Arcana check on the mist?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe do a check on this mist. Let Dill do it. I can't roll a check for nothing. So.
I got a 16.
Um,
But does it need to be a nature check on the mist?
no, I'm trying to look into that. No, you get the sense that this mist is not naturally occurring. I'll say that.
Hence, I rolled my Arcana check first.
All right, so we look in now that the door is open, made this horrible sound. We hear these horrible sounds. What do I see as I look into the bottom of this tower?
You can't see very far into this first floor because of this mist. It really obscures the view after about 5 to 10 feet.
Sorry, hang on one second. I'll be right back.
Okay. And is it like a wall? Or is it just at our feet? Is it like all the way up inside this tower that we can see?
It is mostly by your feet, but it does kind of wisp and twist and, rise from the ground.
Okay.
All right. I guess we go forward, right?
Not much to it. I guess we have to go in, right?
Go in.
Go first, Tickles.
Okay.
Wait, is the door big enough for him?
Yeah, sure. All right, Tickles, you start to walk into this mist, and after a couple of feet, you see the most horrifying thing that you could not imagine something that would scare you more.
So I'm ripping the cover off an action word.
And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Jeez.
All of us or just Tickles?
Just me, yes.
If he's the only one who's walked in.
4.
Oh shit.
Oh boy. You take 33 what type of damage? Psychic damage,
Whoa.
and run out of the tower.
See ya.
Just
As he goes running by us.
just in total and absolute terror.
Okay. Oh. Sorry, I missed what was on the inside. I had to step away for a second. What?
I mean, a bunch of mist that we couldn't see
Okay,
through.
so he just
That's
stepped
all you can
further
see.
in and through the mist, and then he ran into whatever this was.
Well, it was like the mist. He saw the most horrifying thing he's ever saw.
Yeah, eyes on stalks.
What? I missed that part.
Okay. So we're all just standing in the doorway going, and he just comes running back out behind us.
Yeah, just screaming and crying, and he huddles down, just completely terrified of this building.
I'm trying to think. So we can see that he's. Just trying to think what to do here. Does anything seem to come out of the mist following him, or is it just?
I mean, the mist is kind of creeping around the tower, but it doesn't. The mist does not chase him, and nothing comes out after him.
I'm just trying to think of what I can do to like try to investigate without like ending up exactly like he did. So I step back. Does there appear to be? Is the mist enough that we can't even like tell what the upper tower looks like here?
Yeah, I mean, you can see like I said, there's a purple light that comes out of the window at the top, but otherwise, the mist is obscuring.
Okay, so there doesn't appear to be any other way in or anything else.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't seem to have any spells that would like. I mean, I can try to dispel magic, but this seems like a far bigger.
Well, that's the only thing I have would be a dispel magic.
I've got destroy water if the mist is like, but I don't think it'd work on something magical.
Yeah.
Because it works on fog, but
Right.
Who had the? Oh, I have that gray bag of tricks. That used to be.
Oh yeah. You can throw something in there and see what happens to it.
I'm gonna grab the gray bag of tricks, and I gotta remember how this is. You use an action to pull a fuzzy object from the bag, and you throw it 20 feet. Object lands transforms into the creature you determine by rolling a d8. So I'm gonna try to summon a creature here. A 3, which means it's a badger.
Okay.
I'm gonna send the badger. We don't need no
Okay.
badger.
Don't need no sticking badges.
All right. Can the badger make a wisdom saving throw?
Sure. I guess I don't know what the stat block is on a badger.
Oh, the wisdom of a badger.
They're noble creatures known for the wisdom.
The wisest of all creatures.
Wisest of all creatures.
Synonymous.
A badger's wisdom is +1, so it's
Well, shows how much we know about badgers.
For an animal, that's pretty good. That is an 11.
Okay. He is going to take, poor little badger, existed for a total of 0 minutes. It takes 56 damage.
Holy shit. Sorry. A lot of damage.
You,
Like I
you
said,
create
no sneaking badges.
you create this creature out of nothing. It sees the most horrible thing it could ever imagine in its 1 second of life and immediately dies. Its entire existence was terror. Congratulations.
How is Tickles doing at this point? Is he like running in circles off in the distance somewhere, slapping his side of his head?
No, he's just not wanting. Still is not wanting to go back towards the tower. It seems.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
He does seem to be collecting himself, though. It's not like
so I'm going to go over to
he's just
Tickle.
a madman at this point.
Be like, ask him, because we don't really know. He just came running out in terror, so we don't really know what's going on in there. I sent the badger in. The badger didn't come out. So I'm going to go over to Tickles and be like, what happened? What happened, Tickles?
I saw Dill without pants on, and I just
Yeah, I know. Embarrassed. Jealousy's a wicked bitch, huh?
he's only 2 feet tall, and half of that is
I was gonna say, from based on scale, it's huge.
It's really terrifying. Yeah.
They called him tripod in school.
It's still only about 3 inches, but on him it looks.
But on him,
Like,
yeah, that's all that matters.
looked monstrous. Okay. I don't know what. Like, and we can tell that Tickles is hurt from this because that's enough damage that we'd be able to tell.
Oh yeah.
I would expect, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you also saw the badger just explode with fear. Like
Yeah.
Literally.
eyes just evaporated.
I'm gonna try. You want to try to dispel magic and see what happens?
I mean,
So that you can see anything to dispel, though, like through the mist.
no, I mean the mist. I think is the magic I'm trying to dispel.
Okay.
From what I can intuit from my Arcana check, the mist does seem to be, not natural.
Well,
So I would be
let's see if we
trying
can-
to dispel the mist.
Yeah, I would say try to dispel the mist then. See what
All right.
happens. I guess.
So I can read what it says, Alec, if you want.
Mhm.
It says choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range, which is the range is 120 feet. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on that target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting modifier. On a successful check, the spell ends.
Okay. It doesn't say what level this spell.
So DC is 10 plus the spell's level is what the
Yeah.
check is. So
So make a DC 15 check.
So am I adding anything to this? Let's see.
your
DC,
spell casting
Spell
ability.
casting modifier.
Yeah.
my spell casting modifier. Okay. Okay.
It's just like if you're attacking with a spell or whatever.
I got a 17.
Okay. The mist seems to disappear.
Hot damn.
You want to throw something else in there? Right?
Yeah.
Well, now that the mist is gone, I have 120 feet of dark vision. What do I see?
You see
A really bloody badger.
No, he disappears. He doesn't
stairs that lead up to the upper chamber.
Okay, but no creatures, nothing like that. So
Well, an immediately rigor mortis badger, but
no, the badger vanishes when it goes to 0.
then nothing.
Yeah, it just disappears.
It's not a real badger.
It's not technically a real badger. It's a magical whatever, however you want to say it. Yeah, it vanishes.
Tell yourself what you need to tell to sleep at night.
Well, I didn't understand what was happening, but I'm sorry, Mr. Badger. All right, so I cautiously proceed into the tower.
Okay.
And start.
As
Okay.
you reach the upper levels, you see a 30-foot square chamber lit by purple flames in the wall sconces. And there is an inscription in Draconic on the wall.
Did Tickles falls, or was he still on the outside?
No, but Professor Scant, or whatever his name is, did.
And I can speak Draconic too.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, 6th, show thy face to the sky.
Show thy face to the sky. So we were missing 4 at least to the sky.
Dang.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So we're missing 4, and
Anything beyond 7, yeah.
anything beyond. Okay. So we look around this room. There's these sconces with purple flame. There's an inscription. Was that it?
That's all you can see. Yep.
Okay. Well, don't see a reason necessarily to hang around this place then. Unless you guys got something else, I guess we proceed back down the tower.
Okay.
And,
As
Go
you
ahead.
start to leave this room, you hear the faint laughter of someone, and you hear the words "fools."
What word?
Fools. Fools.
Fools. Okay.
So we
It was-
shouldn't leave the room.
It's kind of like a mischievous, like "haha, I got you" type of laughter.
Okay. Can I do a perception check to see where that's coming from?
Okay.
And the answer is, because all my checks tonight are shit. 13. So I'm guessing no.
The best you can tell is that it's just echoing around the room. You can't pinpoint a spot or a source of it.
Okay.
And there's nothing else in the room to investigate, right?
Just the wall sconces, the purple flame wall sconces, and the script.
And saying fools.
Can I try and put out one of the sconces?
Sure. What are you using to try to do that?
Let me think.
I mean, does it look like it's magical flame probably because it's purple? But a sconce, would that be within the range of my prestidigitation? Because it says torch, but it's probably because it's magical. I mean, lighter stuff out.
Well, I'll tell you this much. As you were walking around the room, looking around the room, these flames do not appear to create any heat.
Okay.
Oh, they're LEDs. Okay, cool.
Well, there's some sort of evil creature here because it's probably what something had to cast the original spell and something's making the noise. But if we can leave, we may not have to deal with it beyond that. Or it may
That's
follow us.
Let's just head on out, I guess.
Okay. As you start to walk out, you hear the laughter again. This time it's a little bit more amused with itself.
Okay. I'll just keep on walking. Don't feed the trolls.
Yeah. We continue to try to leave.
Dill, do you look like you're thinking?
I mean, always, but I don't seem to have any ideas.
Are you sure?
I mean, you could fireball the whole room and after we walk out, you can just be like, "Fools is right." How big a room was it?
He's the one with the beads. No, I'm kidding.
It's a 30-foot square room.
30-foot square room, and it's a 20-foot diameter or radius. 20-foot diameter. So it would not get the whole room.
Yeah. It's 30 feet by 30 feet.
Okay. So it would not get the whole room.
No, I don't have any ideas. Sorry.
Okay. Well, you all exit the tower, and Tickles seems to be back in fighting shape, and we will end there for the evening.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Unless anyone else has something going on next week, I believe we should be on for next week.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Want to give a shout out to Gordon and Corey Brown and Magic Lasso, and Great Legend stopped by. What's up, Great Legend?
No. A few people stopped by.
He asked, when did I grow that beautiful beard? Many years ago. I don't know if he's being sarcastic. Used to me being
I just assumed
cliche.
that, like, you
I assume that's a joke.
I just assumed that's how Alec was born. He just had the beard as a baby.
I dare you to find a picture of me without a beard. Well,
All right.
in the meantime, I hope everyone has a great week and never turn your back on some spooky mist that's going to scare the heck out of tickles. Okay, I don't know how you turn your back on mist exactly, but figure it out. We'll talk to you next week.